Here's a quick and easy layout for you, and it's with 11 photos. I can't wait to show you. All right, here's my idea from Scrapbooking Cards Today, summer 2022, and it was page 66. I had scrapbooked the left side of this layout at my scrapbook retreat, and I forgot all about it, and I discovered it in my box of finished pages and realized I needed to scrapbook the right side of this layout. So I have the collection Deep Blue Sea here, and I used a lot of it on the left side. There's actually like 4 or 5 papers over there on the left, and I'm going to use the same papers on the right. There's an anchor here, like a bunch of anchors on this pattern paper here from Deep Blue Sea. It's a really pretty blue, kind of like a navy watercolor. And I'm just measuring to see how much I should cut off of my white cardstock here. And this is just Creative Memories white cardstock. I love the quality. Looks like I need to cut a little bit more. I'm not sure what the measurements are, so I'm kind of eyeballing it and marking it with a pencil, and then I can erase it if any pencil remains after my cut. And got my tape runner, and I'm just putting that on so I can attach the white paper or the white cardstock. Next we have this blue and white paper, and then there'll be this sort of distressed paper, and then this green like sea foam patterned paper. And I want it to be just like the left side, except it's going to come down towards the bottom of the page so I can have more photos on the right side. So I'm just getting my photos ready. This was a trip we took to Mendocino. And the left side will be a lot like the right side. So what we did was we cut the papers. Some are thinner than others as far as a border is concerned. So you'll get to see how I do the right side to know how to do the left side. It's not that hard, but I'm just adding photos how they can fit in a collage. And then here I have a peekaboo pocket where I will be adding a photo on the outside of my page protector. And on the other side, when you flip it over, there'll be a little quote there. And it was hard to choose photos because there were so many good ones, but a lot of them were sort of repetitious, so that helped. Now I have my wax paper, and I'm just adding some stickers from Deep Blue Sea collection onto the wax paper to see what I will use. I like to use the wax paper so I can see it on the page without losing any stickiness from the sticker in case I decide not to use it. And also it doesn't ruin the page if I lift it off. Just use a wax paper, you'll see. And here I have some borders, and now I have some more stickers with little sayings. These are all from Deep Blue Sea. I wasn't sure if I was going to use those borders. And I'm not really seeing anything here that I like for the Mendocino trip. I did use the saltwater one over there on the left. That came from here. I really like that one. And I'm just double checking. Maybe I'll use some of these chevrons, I'm not sure. The thing about the wax paper that's so great is if you don't use the sticker, you can put it right back in your stickers like it's brand new. And I will put the link to the wax paper down in my notes below. Now we're just playing around with photos and kind of getting an idea of everything. My daughter and son fell asleep in the back seat, and I thought that was precious. That was on our way home, of course. Just trying to get an idea of where everything will go and how it will fit, knowing that I lose a lot of space with all the different layers of paper kind of bordering the photos there. Now I'm cutting out my stickers from the wax paper so I can place them on the page and get a good idea of how they will look. These are the stickers I used for the title up here, Mendocino. They're just the little white Color Vibe Simple Stories alpha stickers. They have a bunch of different colors in here, but this is the white ones. I can't really see them. But I liked how that looked with the light blue sky for the title of the page. Really liked how that came together. So I wanted to show you which letter stickers those are. Now I'm measuring so I know how much I need to crop these photos down. And I want to make sure I don't lose anything important. Don't want to crop out the wrong things. This is just a ruler that came with Scrap and Easel. It's magnetic, so that can be very useful and very helpful, and it's kind of flexible. It's actually very flexible. It's just like a magnetic thing, like you know, when you buy magnetic sheets you can print on, it's kind of like that. Very kind of flimsy, honestly, but that's perfect for the Scrap and Easel. Taking my magnets off so I can move my photos out of the way and start cutting the paper down. Still not sure about those borders. So I'm using the left side as my guide for measurements so everything matches on both sides. And I'll just use my pencil to mark where I need to make my cuts. I like using pencil on paper because I can erase it. The good eraser and good pencil. I use the tool pencil and I think it's the Pentel little white erasers. This distressed paper that came in the deep blue sea paper pack. All of this whole collection, other than the letter stickers, are is from the Deep Blue Sea paper pack, which I don't know if I know it's not still available on Creative Memories. That's what I do. I keep my stuff for a while and then I use it when I can. I'm always buying more and more and more, so I always have a lot. It's crazy how quickly it all goes. It seems to be just limited edition for all the collections, so if I like it, I get it. Otherwise, I know it's going to be gone. And if I really like it, I buy a lot of it. Sometimes I'm disappointed that I only bought a 1 pack or 2 packs. Later, when I go to use it, I want more, but it's too late. This paper is a very, very thin border that you can barely see. The other colors you can see a bit more, and I did that on purpose. I just liked that look. Just putting the tape runner on. I used to use that big 3M ATG adhesive tape gun or whatever it's called, but it would always, whenever I went to refill it, it was twisted and messed up. And then once I got it, it was okay, but I couldn't reposition the paper or do anything. Once it was down, it was like stapled. It was just so intense. So I went back to just using regular tape runner. All right, so we have the blue paper in the very back, then we have the white cardstock, then another blue, and then the distressed paper, and then that sea foam with white pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 papers there. And I cannot put these photos here without cropping them down, otherwise we won't see any of the paper. Cover the whole page. So now I'm pretty sure how I want to place my photos. I'm always doing everything a few times just to make sure as I go through the process before cutting the paper, then cutting the paper, and then looking at the photos again, kind of lining them up, seeing where they'll go. I take my personal trimmer and I crop them to the size that I want them to be. I know I don't need all this stuff on the right of that photo, so I can cut that out. And then I have my Creative Memories photo marking pencil where I can mark where to cut things and it wipes right off. There's a white side and there's a black side. It looks like my black side needs to be sharpened, so I'll use the white side. They're both about the same. It's almost like a crayon, and you just mark where you're going to cut and you can see it and you can use it as your guide, and then you can just wipe it right off. I don't recommend using pencil or pen or any kind of ink on your photos. You could do it on the back side, but sometimes if that pen ink is not archival safe, it can damage your photos in the future by leaching through and sort of becoming this color through to the other side onto your photo. So that's why I like the Creative Memories photo marking pencil. I think that's what it's called. I'll put it in the notes just in case I'm wrong. I'm always calling things what I want to call them. I'm trying to call them by their names. There's so many different things to remember. Trying to see if I can cut out the top of that photo. But I can't cut the right photo because there's going to be a peekaboo pocket over it, and the peekaboo pocket is 4x6. So if I cut it, then the peekaboo pocket is going to be going on to another photo, which is not what I want. And just lining it up where that seafoam paper has just a super thin line sort of border outside of the photo there. And then there'll be a line in between each photo, just like the left side. Just a little thin amount. I think the distressed paper has the biggest border, and then the blue, and then the white, obviously, and then the navy blue. Here I'm thinking I'm going to cut that photo, which I'm really glad I stopped myself because I realized that the peekaboo pocket will be going over it, and that won't work out. So look, I just wipe that little blue mark or little black mark that you see on the photo. We just wipe it right off. The little Creative Memories photo, what are those called? It's like a little soft cloth, photo cloth. Just wipes right off. It's all gone, just like that. And they're photo safe, of course. This is the view from the place we stayed in Mendocino. One of the places we stayed is a beautiful view, just a big patch of grass and trees, and then you've got the ocean beyond. Have you ever been to Mendocino? I think it's absolutely gorgeous, very fun. What is the last place you visited? I would like to know. Tell me in the comments. Getting any fingerprints off with my photo cloth. And now we have our other photos. This is my husband surfing. That is his favorite thing to do. And here I am scrapbooking, which is my favorite thing to do. We were there in the summer, so this is what it will look like in the summer if you go. It was June, it was Father's Day, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous blue skies, green everywhere, big cliffs, and cold water. And here I'm looking to see where I will place my stickers, just kind of playing around with some ideas. I have to see it. I can't just know what I'm going to do without sort of planning it out and seeing it done or almost done. Mendocino has great waves for surfing, and it also is perfect for abalone diving. So, my husband and his friend caught a bunch of abalone, which we ate, and then my daughter threw up all over the place. Um, I don't know if she's allergic to the snail family. She didn't have any shellfish for the longest time, and now she's eating all sorts of shellfish, but not quite the snail family. No escargot and no abalone for her. It was the second time she threw up abalone. The first time I thought it was she ate too much ranch or something, but it was the abalone, poor thing. It was not a pretty sight, but it was a wonderful trip. And I'm just sort of measuring with my eye to see how to best fit them all. I don't want to crop out any of the beautiful landscape, so it's a little tricky. Just lost the black again from my Creative Memories photo labeling pencil. I was pushing quite a bit hard there. The white is interesting. You can't really see it, but on certain colors, but then you'll see the sort of wax appear in the glare of the lighting when you go to cut it. So you can see it pretty good. It's just hard to tell on camera. Just another little hair off of that edge. Make it perfect. Now we are sticking everything down. And I'm just double checking that it all looks right. I love how this collage came out. Every photo has different sizes, and it just looks really cool to me. I'm going to crop this guy down. I wanted to make sure that I still was able to keep the rugged coast that I had captured. And it looks like we were successful. So we can't stick that peekaboo pocket on quite yet. We will need to have our page protector on before we attach the peekaboo pocket so that we can flip it up. If it's on the inside of the page and underneath the page protector, that's not going to work. Now we are doing stickers, just sort of looking again where I think I would like to have them. Not sure about that lobster. Got some little snails, almost like abalone, but not quite. Abalone is in the snail family, but the shell is kind of like a scallop shell, but more oval like a clam. But they can get pretty big. Or more oval like a mussel, I should say. So it's kind of in between, cross between a mussel and a clam shape shell. And then, but it's in the snail family, and they are very hard to dive for because they can hang onto the rock. They suction themselves onto the rocks underwater. But the inside of the shell is iridescent. It has sort of this luminescent kind of pink and purple shimmer to it. That's really cool. I don't think I'm going to use this lobster. So we'll put that back on our sticker sheet. Isn't that great? That's why I love the wax paper so much. Maybe this guy. Or is that too much? No, too much. Put him back. Right back on the sticker sheet. Good as new. Scallop shell and a little hook, like a fishing hook. And then we need to journal. So I'm measuring the space I have for journaling, and I will be typing it up on my computer and printing it out onto Vellum. I have this little anchor punch you've seen in my whale layout, the start to finish power layout to finished page with the whale. What did we say? Whale of a tale, or oh, having a whale of a good time. So we use this anchor punch in that layout as well. So we've got our journaling typed up, and we've got a little anchor to accent that. So we will need to cut that down a bit. Do we want to use these borders? They're really cute, but I feel like they don't really work. There's some options to maybe use part of it. Maybe I try it just on the peekaboo pocket. But I'm not sure. They're such cute little pictures on this border. You've got a lighthouse and anchor, I think a seahorse and nautilus and a lobster repeating over and over. Very, very cute. And I could probably use them, but I don't think I'm going to. It wouldn't look too bad if I did. But I'm just not sure about it. So let's cut down our journaling. Maybe a little bit more so it fits. And we're going to stick it underneath these stickers here. So I'm just using my multi-purpose tool to lift up these stickers carefully so that I don't rip the paper or the stickers. The multi-purpose tool has a very, very super thin spatula-like guy on one end. I don't really use the pointy end much. It would be great for the rub-ons. but I haven't really used the pointy end. And this is Vellum tape runner, by the way, so that we won't see the adhesive on the page. It'll become invisible the minute we press it in. But yeah, the multi-purpose tool is great. I use it all the time. That spatula edge is fantastic. See, you cannot see the adhesive. That's the Vellum tape runner. Now I will use my precision point adhesive. It's just like a glue pen from Creative Memories to attach my anchor. It's a little too thin, that anchor, to use a tape runner on. So I take my tweezers and I will place it. I find if I hold just for a couple seconds, the glue will sort of hang on and then it will dry. Now we're going to put our page into our big 12 by 12 top loading page. You can also just use a regular page with a page protector. I like the top loading pages. I like both, actually. You can't really go wrong. And now that I have that on, I will be able to add my peekaboo pocket. Just take the little backing strip off, and it's fully sticky. It's ready to stick onto anything. It's like a sticker. You just peel off the backing and it sticks right there at the top. And then you can flip it up. And there you have 11 photos on a beautiful layout of Mendocino. So fun. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. Have a wonderful week.